Live. We
Live.
are
Yes.
live.
Yay.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's see. Let me pull up a subject.
so,
Uh,
welcome everyone. You're welcome to another dry run. This is episode number 9. And Autumn Rose isn't able to be here. She recently, I'm Samantha Page, by the way, but Autumn Rose wasn't able to be here. Autumn wasn't available to be here. The Trans Witch, we moved her this weekend. And those of you who know about moving, sometimes the first day after moving can be the hardest. So she's having issues with internet connections and connectivity. So she is going to have the day off. She'll be back next week, and we'll continue for where we left off with our movie that we're talking about, Breakfast on Pluto, and we'll cover some other news stories from here in the Pacific Northwest. It's like 100 degrees in my apartment. It's an unusually high day here for this time of the year, and so I'm a bit casual. So I hope you don't mind. But I'm welcoming Onyx Rose. She's agreed to help me here. So thank you so much. She's going to help fill in. Um, and we'll chat a little bit, Onyx Rose and I, about some stuff, and we'll look at some comments and hopefully be able to answer any questions if there are any. I'm an open book, and I just thought this might be a way to sort of like do a show. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This is my forte. But thank you, Onyx Rose, for being here. Thank you so much for filling in. I appreciate it.
you're welcome. This is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be more of a kind of an informal get to know each other, like a little bit
Yeah.
more than what we normally do. So,
Mhm.
I do have some questions that I was asking you, and you wanted
Yeah.
me to kind of hold off until later on, so we could get these maybe cleared out for maybe the wider audience to understand as well. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Thank you so much. That's exactly
okay,
the idea. So
okay.
I let me try and figure out how to get into this so that on this over here, so I can get to see some comments if there are any.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
um, I still working on this system. We'll
Yeah,
get there.
take your time, yeah, I'm just looking at everybody filter in, there's,
Uh,
people coming in, anybody have any comments, go ahead, start throwing them in, don't be scared, uh, I don't bite.
I do, but only if you ask. Or
There
you
we
can.
go, consent
Yeah,
first.
consent is very important. Yeah.
Right.
Um, But one of the things before we start, though, I wanted to talk because when we did our show together, Onyx Rose, we talked about um, the fact that most of your community was online, and I know maybe I'm
Right.
putting words in your mouth, but is that true?
Nope,
Is that
that's 100% true. Well, not 100% true, like 99% true, but
yeah?
who's
I guess-
counting percentages? Yeah. No,
Right.
yeah, it's correct.
Okay. And that's not my experience. This is my first sort of trip into social media or the online world, other than Reddit. I did Reddit forever, but um,
Right,
and
right.
so yeah, and so I'm curious as to how those relationships form and friendships form. Is it through like game playing or through just hanging out on writing websites? How did you form your
Yeah.
community? I don't. I'm sorry. It's an
So,
honest question.
n well, no, it's kind of interesting, I with my mental health issues, I've
Mhm.
always been, like, one who kind of isolates, and in my isolation, I look for community, I can't, go out of my place, but I can get online,
Yeah.
and that's how I started in the early I guess, like, late '90s, early 2000s. I remember when, like, the very first, like, MSN chat
Mhm, mhm,
started.
mhm.
I had picked my first username, which is kind of funny because my website name is Onyx Rose Presence, not Permission.
Okay.
And my first username that I've ever used, my first handle was Presence.
Oh,
So it's like a full circle. And in those chat rooms, I met a lot of people that were like me, a lot of people that weren't like me. I'd get in Buffy chat rooms and, we discussed the shows till death do us part, like
yeah.
just dissect but in doing this, we formed community and friendships.
Mhm.
I'm in a group on Discord that
Okay.
was a bulletin board, like a web forum, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Um, it had like 600 people.
Mm,
and now it has 90. But we
yeah.
all know each other. I met someone who is from San Francisco. I met them at the end of last year. They came into Atlanta and we hung
Mhm,
out for a little bit.
mhm.
Just like all these little things, all these connections that I've formed. Now they are online. So, I don't know them in person, but, I understand and we understand that, like, if I ever go to Scotland,
Yeah.
I've got a couple of people that I can stay with in Scotland, you
Wow.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's amazing to me because like community finds a way. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It finds a
yeah.
way, and that's just it's an area that I don't type fast enough, so I could never keep up with the text conversations and stuff.
Right.
And so it wasn't just it intimidated me that those online spaces and things like that. So and I've always found my community in bars and shows and things like that. But I love it.
So, yeah, when I was a club kid,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
not necessarily I did go to bars, but mainly I went to clubs, and those clubs could be lounges or, like, warehouses, anything like that,
mhm.
and anything and everything in between.
Yeah.
So, um, that was kind of community, and then, of course, like, my mental illnesses started illnesses
Mhm,
seeing,
mhm,
a little bit more hardcore, so I had
mhm,
to take a step back and all the drugs and, like, and once I went to rehab, like, everything was like, "Okay, let me," and then I lost touch with that community,
mhm.
the
Yeah.
the
People,
drinking and
places, and
drug
things.
abuse.
Yeah.
Right,
People,
right.
places, and things. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, at that point, it became a little bit harder to make friends or maybe I just didn't go out on my way to make friends in
Mhm,
real life. You know, I've always felt like it would be harder. I was never a gamer. I'm
mhm.
still not. I love to
Yeah.
watch people play, but
Right.
I'm not, I don't know how to play any of them. So, I feel like and I guess you're the same way, that one trans person who just doesn't know how to game, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the whole stereotype of like a trans gamer person, and neither of us fit that. So,
Right. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
hey,
Uh,
Misuse.
Hello.
Sorry, shout out Misuse. Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah,
We
no,
just popped in.
um, this is, so I find it I don't wanna say that you made a distinction, like, yes, they are all online, but they're still friends and community. They're still,
Oh, still
um
community, still friends, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And the good thing about that is I actually have friends, like, within my area as well online.
Mhm, mhm.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I know that if necessary, if
You could
necessary,
help
then we
Autumn
can.
move if she lived
Right.
nearby, right.
Right, there we go, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I find it interesting just the various forms of networking, right? And of course, the online space is a wonderful way to get to know people and to find groups that have interests and mutual interests. Whether it be discussing books, movies, or playing games. But um,
Right, right.
and I feel like I missed a lot of that because I didn't seek out that until COVID. That's when I had to go to AA meetings online, right? So
Right, okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
And then I would go to Australia's AA meeting, I did or Scott, for example, because it's all over, and it gave me a chance to see the global aspect of what you could do it that way, but
Right, right, okay. So, well, you mentioned, I guess so wait, you were traveling, or was this,
no,
like,
it would
online?
since it was COVID and
Online.
we couldn't go to
Yeah,
the
since it was
meetings, all
online.
the meetings were
Yeah.
online. Yeah.
So I did that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I would celebrate New Year's, and, like, as Australia came, and then as, like, the rest of the world came,
Mhm, mhm.
and I did this, like, for years with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
Like,
neat. Yeah.
yeah, or I would do it with, Gilmore Girls or, something like
Mhm,
that. But,
mhm. Yeah.
Angel, just all these, like the Whedonverse, unfortunately,
Mhm.
he's a jackass. I understand it's a problem, but like
Yeah.
Buffy always will have a place in my heart. I
That's,
can
that's Whedon there, the X-Men that I have on me, that's Whedon, so, yeah.
really
Yeah, yeah.
wait the X-Men.
Uh-huh.
Oh, which one? The first one. This the
It's, Astonishing X-Men, but he
oh
used to
comic book.
write. Yeah, I used to write the
Uh,
book. but
Wait, who used to write the book?
Whedon, just
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I you know, I'm a fan of the Whedonverse on TV. I have,
Mhm.
like, the Buffy #1 comic book from Dark Horse, I think I have 2 and 3 as well, but,
Yeah.
I don't oh, I am dead name, of course. I am mentioned in a book. I am acknowledged in a book for, like, me and this person who wrote a
Mm,
Buffy book, like, we had,
okay.
like, hours and when I say hours, I'm talking about maybe 2 weeks worth of hours just
Mhm.
talking about Buffy and, like,
Wow.
dissecting everything and, like, going over character analysis and all of this, it's just I
Yeah, like a
geek.
project.
That's my geek stuff, is like
Mhm.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gilmore Girls, like
Oh, yeah.
Bottoms or Boy Meets Girl. I don't know if you've ever heard of Boy Meets Girl, have you?
Is it the British TV show or is it a
No,
different
so it's
thing?
not a TV show. It's
Mhm.
a indie movie,
Uh-huh.
that came out in 2014. It's on Hulu right now if you have it. It's called Boy
Mhm.
Meets Girl.
Mhm.
It's a trans movie,
Oh,
and
yeah. Yes, yes.
it's a great trans movie. It is a
Mhm.
trans movie that is not like trans people getting killed or, any of this bullshit.
Right?
Now,
Yeah, and it's
it
a
is
wonderful friendship
dated.
between the yeah.
It's dated, so there are some terms that, you'll be like,
Mm.
but, it's still a good movie. Anyway, I
Yeah.
don't know, I got off track, I'm sorry.
No, 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 this is I agree with you.
Hey,
I know
Shayla.
you reminded me. Um,
Okay.
Again, I'm dealing with inclement weather here in my apartment, so I look like I'm just,
You look
but it
great, you
oh,
look natural, that's the way you should look, like, I'm,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
made up and shit, but I have, like, raccoon bags, so, you
Oh,
know.
uh, I just have heat stroke. Um, yeah, it's a wonderful movie, it really is, and it's a neat depiction of, a trans experience and the love story that, is in it,
Oh,
and you're
you've
right.
seen it then?
Yeah, I have, yeah, but then I know the story with the politicians, the family, the politician, and
Yeah.
there were some moments where I was like, "Oh, no, this is gonna go dark really soon," and it never went dark, and I really appreciated that.
Never went dark, did it? It was so
Yeah.
beautiful, like, and,
Mhm, mhm,
people, it's a little corny now because, like, it's kinda played out, but it's like
mhm.
it has a place in my heart because I saw it in, like, 2017, I think,
Okay,
for the
yeah.
first time, and I've just I have it on hard drive. I
Mm.
mean,
Wow, okay, yeah.
yeah, I love this movie, okay?
No, that's great, that's
And
fantastic,
like,
that's good.
Bottoms, I love Bottoms. I don't know if
Mhm.
you've seen Bottoms.
No, I
It's a
haven't seen that. I'll look
pretty
that up.
hilarious movie. You'll have to look at that if you can find it. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
subversive and not at all what you think it'll be.
Well, I mean, yeah, the name implies something, so
Does not it is not going to be what you think it is, I'm telling you that, just
love
like
that, okay. I'll write that down.
Hey, Sacred. Hey, y'all. Thanks for coming in. We're just chatting now. Okay, so
Yeah.
can I start asking you some questions?
Sure.
Okay. Or
Let's
do you have something that you wanted to get into really quick? It
I
is
had
your
a couple
show, I'm sorry. I was just like
yeah, no, 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 no. I mentioned, Autumn can't be here because she moved recently and doesn't have the internet access, so we're gonna save that show that we were gonna do for next week. So yeah, I'd love to talk with you about some stuff. So, um,
okay. There
just
we
I hope
go.
I'm a little bit alright, let's go.
Okay, so Samantha Page. Let's see,
Mm.
brand name Samantha Page. What do you actually like being called?
Okay, great. Thanks. Thank you.
But
So I mentioned I sort of have Samantha Page, she, they as like sort of a byline or but my name is Samantha Page, and so I like
okay,
Samantha the best.
okay,
I go by Sam and Sammy,
okay.
and as mentioned, Sam is my least favorite of them because I find that that tends to be picked by people. It isn't generally true, but it seems to me to be generally true that it's a bridge name for people who are sort of getting used to me. They can, sort of half measure into the way
Yes,
Samantha.
like
Yeah,
baby steps.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right,
I
and
had a
that is,
name like that too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and I was guilty of using it that way initially too, and so I understand why people would also use it that way.
Right.
I was trying to make other people more comfortable with who I was by giving them a Sam rather than a
Oh,
Samantha. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes. It's
yeah.
true, yeah, I did the exact same thing, and I
Mhm,
got
mhm.
stuck in that.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah.
but it took a while for me to get rid of it,
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
it happened.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Sammy or Sam, not Sam, we'll stick with Samantha, Sammy or Samantha.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
so
but
now let's get I wanna jump to the pronoun
okay, mhm,
thing. So
mhm,
you do have she, they in your name,
right,
listing. So what's the do you how do you like to be referred to?
sure. Thank you. So yeah, I'm also I guess identify myself as trans femme.
Trans
So
femme, okay,
yeah, and that there's a reason for that, and the way I
okay,
make the distinction, which isn't necessarily the way everyone else does, but it's the one I prefer, for me. But I am a trans woman. I am a trans woman. So,
okay,
my internal sense of self would be, she, her. Um, but,
okay.
um, but I sort of came about the she, they as part of my journey. And there are occasions that I admit I, sometimes question, and I worked through a lot of this with therapy and things like that. But um, there were questions where I would wonder if masculinity felt so inauthentic to me, um, maybe femininity is going to feel inauthentic to me. And so I kept the they there while I sort of and the truth of the matter is I've never felt happier or better. So it's like I was making a reservation that necessarily didn't really need to be there, but I wanted that safety. And but sometimes in the deep dark of night when there's a Reddit meme where she like the woman's laid down to go to bed, and then the brain pops a question, and then the next thing you know,
Yes,
the eyes are wide open. It'll do that
yes.
sometimes, and so I prefer my necklace says she her, and this was a gift from someone special to me, and but my byline is she they, and I like to jokingly say that I know I can get through a day without an orgasm, but sometimes it's hard without a rationalization. Sometimes I'll rationalize it by saying, it's a way of letting people know I'm a safe space when they see it pop up online, and
Right.
then, and so and then plus I get a lot of crap for it. And the election is on Substack, so I was when right after the election, I got a lot of crap for having my pronouns in my screen name, and so I freaking
Uh,
earned it. I earned it. I'm keeping that freaking thing.
yeah, I would keep it so let me just be sure I get this, so I can understand this. You are
Yeah.
binary trans woman or no? Like
I am a
90
trans woman, binary trans woman. Yes.
binary trans woman. Okay,
Mhm, mhm,
perfect. Thank you.
mhm.
I
Yeah.
see, I didn't know, I thought you may have been non-binary. I wasn't 100% on that. Now I'm glad we got
I
that cleared up.
yeah,
What?
I keep a foot in it, to be honest with
Oh,
you, and it's not necessarily a foot that needs to be there,
right.
because I know who I am, I mean, I'm going the path I'm supposed to go. I know that because if I wasn't, I would change my path. I'm an
Right,
adult.
of
I could
course.
go, "Oop, this isn't for me." It's not like I started on a train and there's no stopping now, right? So I know it works for me because I've never been happier. This is me becoming who I am and supposed to be. And unfortunately, because of whatever along the way, it's taken me a different path to get there. So, but I do keep it, like I said, as a rationalization for the fact that I want people to know I'm a safe space. But also because,
That's a
yeah,
great idea. Yeah, that's a great
yeah,
idea. I didn't
yeah,
without having known that, I would have been like,
mhm,
"Hmm." But,
mhm,
no, and
yeah,
that is a great idea.
mhm, yeah.
When did you start transition? If you don't mind me
Sure.
asking.
No, no, of course not. So I've had fits and starts of social transition
Yeah.
over the
Okay.
years. Yeah,
Okay.
and some of them have been in an accepting environment where I could just be me, and then some of them had to have sort of a veneer of fetish in order for me to supposedly, in their mind, pretend
Right.
well I was just being me. But I began what I call my standing up for myself period, where I just basically said, I'm not going to do this relationship and safety dependent. I'm going to do it for me. And so that was probably about 3 years ago when I basically threw out all my boy clothes and just said, forget it. Because I had all the stuff, I just also had all the boy clothes, right? That's so
Right,
much
right.
space, and I didn't throw it away, I donated it, I'm sorry, I used it
Good. Yeah,
but
good. Yeah, yeah.
right, but,
Yeah, I think
um
yeah, we all do that. We all donate our clothing.
mhm, mhm, yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's kind of
and,
interesting.
yeah, so and then I started my medical transition, my birth date is February 11th, 20 last year, 25, so I've been
Okay.
just over a year medically. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah.
you on pill, patch,
Oh, so, I did the
or just
estradiol tablets for
right?
and the spironolactone for a year,
Okay.
and then after my year, I started prednisone, and then went to the injectable form of estrogen where I do it
Oh,
like
nice. Okay. Okay.
subcutaneous
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
subcutaneously, like, once a week. I'm in the
Yeah.
process of moving my day because it didn't work out for me, and it's like, you gotta do it one day at a time, you can't move
Yeah.
it just like, but it's
We
yes.
shot day for me is just like
Mhm.
it's so crazy. I will start so shot day is usually on Monday, so
Okay, yeah.
tomorrow.
Mhm,
But we missed it last week, and so we did because
mhm,
Egg takes her shot on
mhm,
Monday as well. She takes a
uh-huh,
different shot.
yeah,
So we missed it last Monday, so we're gonna push it to Tuesday, and, it just keeps on going down the line, day to
mhm,
day to day to day, and so it
yes,
gets back to Monday, and we finally get back on track, but,
yeah,
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 I can understand the whole social transition in terms of, starting and stopping and then looping back around and, like, starting
mhm,
again, and then, transition for me has never been linear,
yeah, yeah,
so
yes, thank you.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's that movement, it's that stopping and
mhm,
starting, and, like, I started, facial hair removal in
mhm,
2014
okay,
and then started social transition in 2015,
mhm,
but then stopped facial hair removal in 2016 and continued to, no, then I went back in the closet, and then I came
yeah,
back out and went back
and
in the
there,
closet
yeah,
and then finally came back out for good, you
yeah,
know?
right, yeah, yeah. It's so odd, and I know this is kind of a meme, but it's so odd because when you're closeted, everyone accused me of being, an effeminate man and,
Right,
"Man up,"
right,
"Quit acting like a girl," "Women wouldn't
right,
date me because I was too sensitive," and then and then when I come out of the closet, everybody's like, "You're a man,"
right, right, it's just like, okay, you can't win for losing, it's
No,
just,
I'm
okay,
not
so
gonna yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, oh, man.
let's see what's
Uh,
going on here. Let's see if Miss says, "If I ever misappropriate someone's pronouns, it's because I forgot, not because I'm trying to be a dick." Well, thank you, Miss Let's
we
see,
have questions.
just lazy. And Sam is fewer letters to type. Thanks, sacred. Let's
It
see.
is.
Shayla says, "Thank you for sharing that. As a cis woman, it is helpful for my understanding. Wonderful. That's what we want. We want for people
Mhm,
to. If
mhm.
y'all have questions, go ahead, throw them in the comments because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure that I'm sure that Samantha would like to answer them, and I'll definitely answer as well. Let's see. I started
yeah.
spring cleaning today. I just got out of the shower and getting ready to slip into clean sheets. Night, Miss Hughes. Have a great night.
Oh, wow, yay.
Um, yeah, so, yeah, what else do you wanna chat about?
Well, I guess, so I mentioned that I'm trans femme. My bio doesn't say
Yeah,
trans woman, though I am a
okay,
trans woman. And the reason I identify as trans femme is because it includes, for me at least, a little bit of my sexual identity. So that,
okay,
the femme aspect comes from, lesbian culture, with butch and high femme. And,
right.
and when I was in that non-binary sort of stage, and, sort of, deciding how I was going to present, um, you know, it was the experience I had in lesbian bars and then with lesbian friends from the '90s that had me select, I guess, for lack of a better word, a sexual identity, which is a bottom or another word, but I'm bisexual, so
Right,
and it took me a
okay.
little while to figure that out, but it I just that's how I identify as a bisexual bottom,
Okay.
who enjoys femininity and that type of role playing if we're in a role play type relationship.
Okay. That's I love that. I love that because, I do identify as trans femme.
Mhm.
I am non-binary,
Yeah,
but I do identify as trans femme, or femme non-binary,
yeah,
non-binary femme. Yeah,
yeah.
I adopted the way of dress and, the high femme.
Mhm.
And also, I am pan and, but I am also married off to my partner who I've been with for years, like
Yeah.
literally 2.5 decades. So,
Oh, wow,
you
congratulations, that's fantastic. Wow, really good.
yeah, me and him have been together for 25
Yeah.
years. It's
Oh, wow, that's
it's a yeah.
congratulations. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah.
But we are monogamous, so it kind
Mhm.
and the thing with that is we'll talk about it. I am monogamous for egg. Let me say it to you like that. Yeah.
Mhm,
E
mhm. Yeah.
egg I'm monogamous to egg and for egg, and,
Mhm.
if it was something different, then, it'd
Yeah.
probably be different strokes, yeah.
I have a, like, what I'll call, for lack of a better word, a primary person in my life.
Okay.
Sort of
Okay.
the love of my life, I believe.
Right. Right.
And then, we have other relationships. Um,
Okay. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but, uh it's like, I don't know how to describe my relationship with her other than she's my soulmate, but we just have lives that don't really, allow for that, at the moment, so.
Well, that is fine. I'm always soulmates, but let me ask you this, do you
Mhm.
believe you can love another person?
Oh, yeah, I have 2 children. I have 2 children. I That's not even a question to me. I know how you can love 2 other people with all your heart. Yes.
Okay, good. So that's I have a hard time with people who say, "Well, that's impossible." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well,
No.
how can it be impossible?"
No. Yeah.
how can it just be one person? There may be one person who is a soulmate kind of thing,
Mhm.
but love is expressed in so many different ways and in so many
Yeah.
different fashions that
Right. Yeah.
you have to be able to love more than one person in more than one way.
Mhm.
Just
No,
seems to
I don't disagree. Yeah, like I said, I have
well
2 children. That was demonstrated to me immediately on the birth of my 2nd child of how you can love many people with all your heart, both your wife and the kids. So,
um,
but in my relationship, sort of, um, I'm demisexual, so you mentioned pansexual, so I'm demisexual. I have to know someone. I can't do one night stands. That's not my thing. So, is it okay?
so, yeah, I'm frozen. If you can
Oh,
see me, yeah, I'm frozen, so that's
you're
why I'm doing
okay. You're doing a nice little.
a little
I'm gonna do it
dance,
too.
okay. Then I will
It's
stop
almost like
dancing.
going in the bubble.
Now I do throw in the demi with me, and I'll tell you
Uh-huh.
why. It's because I am not going to jump in bed with anybody, even if I
Yeah,
were single. That just wouldn't happen.
yeah.
Now that doesn't the pansexual part is that I don't have any limits on gender
Mhm.
or any way of a person um, uh, determining what kind of gender or what non-gender they are.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
Wow.
So I went through a period where I was definitely a slut. Oh, you're gone. Oh, it's time
So
for you
did
to leave me
I.
all alone.
So did I. So did I.
Yeah, yeah. But I learned lessons from that, about life and about me. Are we back? Are you
No,
okay?
no, I'm still frozen, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I learned lessons, yeah, about being, um, sexually promiscuous and a lot about myself, and I just realized rather quickly that I was throwing emotional things into a black hole and not getting anything out of it, and, so I stopped doing that, and,
Okay.
um, and, uh, for me, it's difficult for me to understand someone finding my body attractive, and so the
Mhm.
demisexual aspect of it is easier for
Yes.
me to grasp, and so, though I can be physical and enjoy it, and I do, I I have a hard time connecting with a person merely through the physical. So it's more about
Yeah.
me than, and I don't really like that as much. Um, and then I guess I was gonna go somewhere else with this. Oh yes. So I'm a fan of Nancy Friday, and I don't know if you're familiar with who Nancy Friday is. But
Nancy Friday. Oh,
yeah.
no.
Um,
Hold on. There's okay, I'm back, but my camera just went out.
oh, good,
No,
good.
I don't know who Nancy Friday is. There I am.
Okay. So she wrote a book back in the second wave feminism, basically the early days when Gloria Steinem was still at Us Magazine and all this, or Ms. Magazine, and and she wrote a book about the sexual fantasy world of women, which
Right.
was at a time is if you were familiar with the show The Red Shoes Diaries, or do you remember
Yes,
that show?
yes,
Where they would get
yes,
anonymous letters. So she
yes.
basically solicited anonymous letters from women where they
Okay.
described fantasies at a time when most women didn't even know how dare you have your mind on
Clutching the
set.
pearls.
Right, a husband getting angry that you have an inner sexual fantasy life that doesn't
Right,
involve me,
right.
it was a dangerous idea to have. So by publishing this book of these stories, and it's a really interesting book how she breaks down the categories, but it gives sort of an exploration of you know the inner fantasy life and inner mind sexual life of women, and it landed at a time when Gloria Steinem was more like, Ms. Magazine's going to decide what sexuality is. They were worried that including a sexual life in feminism would be just exactly what the men wanted. Now we're just playing into their hands. See, it's all about the sex. We got it, and so there was a decision. Gloria Steinem famously said in response to Nancy Friday's book, I will decide, or we will decide what's, you know, sexy or female sexuality. I'm screwing up the quote, but so Nancy Friday was sort of like ostracized from feminism, from that era of feminism, for advancing this idea that women should have agency over not only their inner sexual life, but their external sexual life. And so I've always been a fan of her. I think that it's important. We have many spheres, social spheres, our mental spheres, and sexuality, our sexuality as a human being is important. And so she advanced that sort of like idea that it can be included and empowering and not just self-objectifying to the male
Right.
gaze. Yeah.
It doesn't hold up today. Let me ask you
Mm,
that.
mhm.
Does it still
Was
hold up? Does the book still hold up today?
Oh, the book is amazing. The book is absolutely amazing.
Okay.
I shoot, I don't have it right here. I was quoting from it a little while ago, but yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it breaks down. You know what? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna stand up. This is gonna be
Okay.
embarrassing.
Nah, go on, stand up and get it. Yeah.
It's like
Let's see what else
it's
is here.
yeah. I don't know. It'll take me a second to find. It's probably
Hey, y'all. Hey, Adrian.
yeah. Uh,
If
where
y'all
did
have
I
any
put it?
questions, y'all want to know something, trans people on deck, we've got your answers. You know, um,
Rat burgers. I don't know where it is now.
yeah.
Why did it move? Why would it move? Uh,
Um,
Give me one more second. I really want to find it now.
okay. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I just read. I don't know if you know who Joe is on Substack. Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
she broke down 10 most necessary, I guess, feminist
Mm,
book to read for feminists.
mhm.
This Andrea Dworkin, Right
Oh yeah.
Wing Woman, Bell Hooks, Feminist Theory,
Oh yeah.
Angela Davis, Women, Race, and Class, Sylvia Federici,
Mhm,
Caliban and the Witch, Judith Butler, Good
mhm.
Gender Trouble, then Whipping Girl, which I've read,
Yeah,
which I kind of slogged through. Like, honestly, it's a slog for me.
mhm.
I love getting through it, but it's a slog.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you know.
Though I certainly wouldn't disagree. I would certainly want to add Nancy Friday's. Oh wait, there it is. No, yeah, here it is. Yay! Okay.
Yay!
So it's My Secret Garden, and this is probably backwards on the screen.
No,
Uh,
I see it. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. My
Uh,
Secret Garden, Women's Sexual Fantasies. And just to give you an idea, this was written, if I remember correctly, in 1971 or 72 in the original publication. Um, and again, this was a time when, in the early days of feminism, when, the idea that a woman would have an intersexual life during lovemaking with her husband or boyfriend was like, you know, um, "Oh, no, we lost Onyx Rose. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to get her back." Anyway, so I hope I'm still on and that people are listening, I don't know. But she begins this book with the House of Fantasy, and then she numbers each room within the house, and so there's a anonymity, an audience, pain, domination, and then she breaks it into, where does a nice girl like you get that idea? And um, different fantasies are broken down by, and again, these are women who are sending these anonymous letters in to Nancy Friday to be collected in this rather interesting and fabulous book. And it's was groundbreaking at the time. I don't know what's going on. Onyx is gone, and I don't know what's going on. Um, I hope maybe I could read some comments. Do I need to re-invite you? Uh, I will invite Onyx back. Thank you. That's a great idea. Thank you so much for that. No, Onyx says no. Oh no. I don't know what to do. The horror. Oh, the humanity. um, Onyx, are you unable to come back, or should I just sally forth and continue? Um, but anyway, so it's a fun book, and I'd recommend it for anyone interested in that debate. The agents, including sexual agency within that, or second wave, early second wave feminists. Um, I don't know what to do. Does anyone else want to come up? Um, let's see. No one wants to listen to me monologue. I don't even want to listen to me monologue. So I don't really know what to do now. Um, the idea was to sort of do a, well, okay, we've got, um, uh, floundering. This is why they're called dry runs. But anyway, so I don't know whether Onyx is going to come back, or if she is back. I can't hear her. The screen shows a picture of Onyx with what looks like audio signals in the background, um, and I don't know if anyone out there can even hear me. Um, I'm hoping someone can. Um, I'm hoping that there might be. Let's see. In the chat, you may be able to add Onyx Rose's name and then click invite. And Onyx said no, and I don't know why she didn't want me to do that. But if and it seems like I'm a few seconds behind on the chat there, so maybe I'll just look up here, which is my least favorite thing to do. Women on top, excellent. Yeah. Let's see. I can hear you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let not flounder winging it. Yes. In the chat, you may be able to click on Onyx Rose's name and then click invite. And Onyx said not to do that, but I'm gonna see what happens if I do it anyway. Because let's find out. What do we have to lose? Let's see. Invite to join. Um, waiting on Onyx Rose. But yeah. um, Oh, I just saw the delay on my laptop, and I don't really look good with those glasses on in this like ring light, do I? Okay, gonna work on that. Anyway, so again, this was supposed to be a regularly scheduled show that's much more half professional, ish professional-ish, than what's going on right now with my general co-host, Autumn, also known as the Trans Witch. She has a Substack also. She will be back next week, and we'll pick up there with where we were sort of in our original Substack. Up, Onyx has dropped. So I will see if I can invite her back, if that's possible. It says Onyx joined, invite, and we'll see what happens. At least I'm learning how to do this. That was one of the things I wanted to learn how to do. I don't know how to go into the bubble yet. I will figure that out. I want to bubble up and be able to control it, because it's so fun. Yay! No, maybe no. Um, you always look good. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Donna. Um, I'm gonna have to get really close to read these. Um, let's see. Waiting. I guess Onyx is having technical difficulties. It's a day of technical difficulties. That's why Autumn couldn't be here. She moved and she hasn't been able to get her uh, internet up. We did want to talk about. Oh, good. It looks like. Are you back? Well, while we figure out what's going on with Onyx here, I'm going to plug the Rainbow Prom coming up in Kelso, Washington. Autumn and I will be going. It's on May 15th. And if you are going, be sure to say hi to us. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about attending Pride or, excuse me, prom as yourself, I guess. Or maybe it's your second prom as yourself, who knows. But we'll definitely be doing some live stuff there. And I know Autumn wanted to certainly shout that out. Um, and Onyx, I can't hear you if you're talking, and I can't see you if you're dancing. So I'm not sure if we're going to continue this much longer. I do want to say one thing. I have the pleasure of talking to Defends Trans. Defends Trans is on TikTok. Here on Substack, it's Lainey Brandt, and she or they do a wonderful job at answering questions. Sort of like this was sort of a dry run for that, but they do a wonderful and eloquent job and powerful job of answering typical questions about what the trans experience is for them, and gives a really good understanding for people who have questions, whether they have trans children, whether they are transgender themselves and have questions about treatment. Or whether they have a transgender friend and they want to know how to help support them through what might be a growing and experience or a difficult experience for them. But she also gets a lot of crap on TikTok. It seems like every 12-year-old to 18, I guess it's 18 plus is the only way you can do a live on TikTok or be on it, supposedly. But it seems like a lot of 12-year-olds come on and say silly stuff. So she or they are basically doing the Lord's work in my mind by putting up with that in order to give generous, genuine answers to genuine questions. Uh, but they have agreed to be on my Substack. We've decided to do sort of a bifurcated show. It would be sort of 30 minutes of the way I would do it, which is just sort of interview and talk with people. And then 30 minutes or so of what they do on TikTok with generally just, answering questions. And so I wanted to dry run that with Onyx Rose, who was so generous in answering or asking me questions in preparation for our May 7th show, that I thought it would be kind of interesting to try that today, given Autumn's inability to be here. Best laid plans. But I always enjoy talking with everyone at Substack. It's my favorite thing to do, honestly. So, but I thought that in preparation for when Lainey is on, that I could at least figure out how to do it. And Onyx Rose was very generous in agreeing to help me with that. Oh, you're back. I can hear you. Onyx Rose, I can hear
Hear
you,
me?
honey. I can hear you.
Okay,
Yay.
wonderful. I
I
don't know.
tap danced so well.
I heard you the whole time. I was like, "Oh my god, she's done so well. Thank you so much." Okay. But yeah, no, I'm back. Thank yeah, I heard everything you were saying. I just
Oh
can't
my
get
God.
like this camera is so it's
Yeah.
it's so bothersome to me that I'm just gonna have to break down and buy a new camera.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like you were covering everything. You were definitely doing great.
Mm.
I know that people and for this dry run, it's perfect because I know that especially I do watch Defense Trans
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
on Instagram actually a
Yeah.
lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
so their stuff is important. They lay it out well.
Mhm.
And people can be dicks.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. 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 I love that they have a no debate stance. That's basically it. If you have
Okay.
a serious question, then they're more than happy to help you and give you excellent advice. But they are not going to sit here and let you know you question their existence. Um,
Right.
and
Right.
yeah, that's the
Right.
they don't offer debates. They offer solutions to questions that could help trans people. So,
Now that is great.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I've gone back and forth with your
Mhm,
everyday garden variety Nazi on Substack.
yeah.
It gets tiring after a while, and they send the goon squad, so you just have to start blocking everybody.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm, mhm.
but to be that big of a platform,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a lot of hate.
Right.
And people
Yeah,
have to respect it.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
But and I've been watching. I'm more of a recent. I've posted their Instagram videos several times,
Right.
and but I was a new sort of watcher of the TikTok show,
Okay.
or program. And at first, I was like totally confused by it because like TikTok, I'm not familiar with TikTok, but it's very active. There's a lot going on.
Right. Right. Yeah.
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 And they handle it so well. And so, but I was intrigued by that at first, and then when the first few things I heard were just basically coming on, someone coming on and saying rude things, and so I was like, this doesn't sound like fun. And then there was someone who came on who had a genuine question, and it blew me away how moving that exchange was. I think it left
Right.
me in tears, to be honest with you. Um, and then they ended their program with a dance party that was, God, honestly, the most joyous thing I've ever witnessed, ever.
Awesome.
And then after that, it was just like hooked, you
Yeah.
know?
There's something to be said about TikTok. I mean,
Yeah.
aside from the bullshit with the administration and all the
Mhm,
spying and all the other
mhm.
stuff, the collecting of evidence on trans people,
Yeah.
aside from all of that, and before all of that went down,
Mhm.
uh, even though they were already doing that. TikTok was a fertile ground for trans people.
Mhm.
And the relationships built on TikTok and like you said, the commentary from people,
Yeah.
especially when I was telling my story and understanding how people were so moved. You're right.
Mhm. Mhm.
And people were appreciative to hear from a trans person who's not beating down their throat,
Yeah.
who is
Yeah.
willing to open up and speak something about what they want to hear about, that
Yeah.
they've always wanted to know, but
Mhm.
they just have misinformation, stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
heartwarming. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's amazing what happens in communication when you start from a place of recognizing we exist and that we're people, and instead of this position of you're everything that the propaganda I've read and heard about, and instead of getting to know us, and so it's refreshing when you hear those conversations where someone starts from a place of I recognize your humanity, and I'd like to learn what it's like to be you so that I can help someone who may be going through an experience that you're aware of, rather than challenging our very existence or telling us who we are. Um, that's the one I always hate.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. Now let me tell you who I am or who you are.
Right.
You know,
Who you are.
it's like,
Let me tell you
you
what.
you break out of the jungle into the people you've never met before, and you walk up to them and go, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Let me tell you who you are," instead of
Right.
asking a question. My history and books and information tells me this is what you do, and it's like,
Right.
that's condescending as all get out. But anyway, so they don't put up with that. If you're on to ask your questions, presumed that it's genuine, and most of
Right.
them are. Some people do come on, of course, and they're just butt heads and stuff. And the other thing that intimidates me about TikTok is so many words you can't say.
I know.
Use
I
and
know.
it's like
Like, yeah, TikTok used to be the wild, wild west. I mean,
yeah,
it really was
was it?
crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It really was
that's
a lot of
cool.
fun.
Yeah,
But I dropped off TikTok. I don't
mhm,
use Blue Sky all that much. I
mhm,
am in the
mhm,
Fediverse. I'm not good at it, but
mhm.
I have a Mastodon account.
Oh,
Um, and
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
know,
mm,
learning it, not great. It is good to get information out and,
mm,
not be on,
mhm, mhm.
a like a meta type of atmosphere. Um, so, well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
These
I
people, I'm just not good at that shit.
I do Substack. This is like my hub. I want, I have an Instagram so that I can look at fashion things.
Nice,
And also,
nice. Yeah.
and then I have it, of course, to curate videos that I like to post, and share
Mhm.
my what I think is interesting or funny. And that's why I have the TikTok too. But um, it's interesting seeing how that technology functions and the different. It seems TikTok to me from the outside, it seems very um, debate focused in the lives. I don't know if
So,
it's
yeah, it is, it
is
is.
it?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 like I said, when I said it used to be the Wild Wild West, that's
Mhm.
it used to be the Wild Wild West. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
probably calmed it down a bit, but,
Uh,
I don't know,
yeah.
TikTok was one of those love you, my dog needs to go out. Bye, Diane, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Um
We're gonna wrap up here in just a few minutes anyway. So, but
Oh, we got 10 minutes, 10
oh,
minutes, let's get
we got 10 minutes. Okay.
yeah,
You want to
let's
stay? I want you
I
to
want to
stay.
ask you something really quickly, and
Yeah.
this is just way off base, like, we haven't talked about this at all. I
Mhm.
just wanna know, do you have a favorite fragrance?
A favorite fragrance? Yes, I do.
Okay.
And this is gonna sound kind of odd. So my favorite fragrance for just like a day cologne is Marc Jacobs Daisy. I really enjoy that one.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's a very light sort of day office cologne.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like it. Interesting,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then for night clones, I try to go with something a little more sexy sometimes, and it depends on where I'm going. If I'm going
But
to a club where, I'm more likely to run into to men or gay men or who, just men, cis men, um, I have something that I would wear that's what I think is more geared towards what they might like. It's probably not,
okay,
but, uh
okay,
and it's a Prada product, but,
okay,
and
okay.
it's a yeah, night cologne, and then I have a, more just going out for with, like, dinner with friends or a date, nighttime cologne that I enjoy too, that is, I can't remember what it's not Burberry, but it's a nighttime something. I can't
Uh,
remember. But, yeah, I
so
don't
I
wear that
use
one as much.
Burberry is my, it's my scent. Burberry
Mhm,
Goddess,
mhm,
is
mhm,
my scent.
mhm.
If you smell it, you know that, I am not far behind.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah,
I also
right.
wear Rihanna, Fenty's scent,
Ah,
and that
mm,
one is Fenty.
mhm,
Um, it's, really good. It's kinda spicy, which I
mhm.
wouldn't have expected that I like, but, it
Yeah,
settles well on my skin.
mm,
And like the after effect, a couple hours, 3 hours later is really delicious smelling,
yeah.
at least to me. And,
Mhm, mhm.
I like the way it smells on me, so, I do wear that, and I'll wear
Yeah.
Burberry Goddess as well.
Oh, wow, that's okay, yeah. No, yeah, I enjoy a vanilla hint to,
Yeah, yeah,
my things,
yeah.
so it's like a Prada Dark, I like a Prada Dark, and then, but Marc Jacobs is my go-to for
So,
Daisy. That's my
Marc Jacobs used to make my or yeah, Marc Jacobs made my favorite, nail polish,
oh,
and I
yeah,
still
mhm,
have 2 bottles left. It's, Secret Love, 108. It's a high enamel finish,
oh, wow,
the
yeah,
high shine, and, they don't make it anymore.
mm, oh, no,
Yeah, they don't make it anymore, so I bought, like, maybe 10 bottles before the end,
yeah,
and, I only have 2 left, and they're getting all dry and brittle, so,
mhm,
I'm looking and trying to find a new nail, like, a nail color that I
mhm,
would wear all the time, um, because this Marc Jacobs The Secret Love one is kind of
mm,
eggplanty, maybe a little
oh,
more calming,
oh, okay,
so that's
yeah,
the
thank you,
color I
yeah,
like.
yeah, I love that. Um Typically the way I right now for nails, I do acrylic and my nails are paying for that. So I'm letting them
Yeah.
sort of heal a little bit for,
Right.
I have a trip coming up for work in May.
Oh,
So I'm gonna get my nails done right before that. But I'm really into ombre right now. I like to have like a pink and white ombre or something like
yeah,
that with it. But then I finish it with a pearl the pearl dusting.
right,
It really
right.
gives it a nice little shine. I personally enjoy seeing the reflection of my nails in movement,
So
because I talk
do
with my
I.
hands, so I might as well enjoy it, right?
Yes, yes.
So,
I love it.
yeah,
Yeah, I love
yeah,
it.
but, it's, that is my self-care are my nails.
Okay.
I feel half naked when I don't have like when I'm trying to let them heal like I'm doing now. But that is my self-care is my nails. I can't paint my own nails. My non-dominant
Oh,
hand does not let me. Right.
yeah, I have not been ever able to paint my
Yeah.
nails. It's always
Yeah.
painting my nails, or I go to to a place to get
Mhm.
a mani.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, more than likely it's Salon Egg, and she
Mhm.
opens up and she
Mhm.
does everything that someone at
Oh,
a makeup
yeah.
place would do. She gives me a mani,
Mhm.
and this used to be every 2 weeks. It's
Mhm.
then COVID happened, and she was like, "Eh." I was like,
Mhm.
"Still," then I started working again because I'm on disability.
Okay. Yeah.
I started working at a magic shop because I've worked at magic shops.
Wow, that's so cool. We gotta talk about that
Yeah.
again. I wanna hear about that. That's really
So
neat.
I was working at this magic shop, and I was always having my nails done, and people were always complimenting me on the nail color,
No, yeah.
and like how they were painted. And I was like, "Yeah, my partner does them," and they were
Mm. Mhm.
shocked.
Mhm.
They were like, "Well, can she do ours?" I was like, "She is not going to touch your nails. She doesn't deal with anybody else's nails but mine. And I can't do it because I have too much of a tremor." So yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
24 Fallbird by Hermes and by Van Cleef are bells, okay? They're non-toxic nail shop
Oh,
too, which is awesome. Yeah, I like, non-toxic. That is, same thing with Marc Jacobs nails.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you
yeah.
for that. Yeah.
It is
Thanks.
the worst when they discontinue it. Yeah, it's horrible, and I feel like this is why I do this. I stock up on,
Mhm.
brands pretty quickly. So there's a makeup brand called Ritual de Fille,
Uh-huh.
in Los Angeles, and they make small batch cosmetics, and
Oh,
one of
wow.
their
Yeah.
lipsticks is called, Written in Blood,
Mhm.
and, they have a version that's come out once every 10 years, and it just came out again, so I bought 3 of them.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, um,
My makeup tastes are so, uh, I just basically go to Sephora and then let them, lead me around and then try and tell them I'd rather have the cheaper version of what they're trying to show me. Um,
right, right.
but, I have a similar experience though where, it's not even similar really. I don't know why I'm trying to bring this up, but it's like there's a grocery store that I go to that will have things that I've never tried before, and I'll buy one and find out that it's delicious, and I'll go back and grab as many as I can, and then I'll go through those and go, okay, now it's time to go back, and then they're
Mhm.
gone
Well,
always.
yeah,
It's um,
it's the same thing though, where
yeah,
it's the same thing you're
mhm,
saying. It's the
yeah.
same thing, always buy extra just in case.
Good
And
advice.
some
Yes.
people tell me it's like some type of neurodivergent,
Mm,
action,
mm,
like
mhm,
like some type of neurodivergent action. I don't know if it's ADHD or one part of the scale or something where it's like
mm.
you have to, have the same thing, it's repetition. It's like watching the same show over and over and over. It's a
Oh.
level or of anxiety or something like that.
Mhm, mhm,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. You
well,
mentioned that when we were on your show, about that. I think we were talking about having well, maybe not. Maybe I'm making stuff
no,
up.
you could be right.
Um,
You could actually
yeah,
be right because I
yeah,
have talked about it. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I'm glad. Um, so what do you have coming up then other than, of course, we're on the 7th, and I'm really
yeah, yeah.
excited.
So we are on the 7th. That is Thursday. Yep,
Mhm.
Thursday. Tomorrow is a big day for me. I have Wendy the Druid Trauma Talk at
Oh, wow,
1.
yeah. Mhm.
1 p.m. Eastern,
Mhm.
and then 3:30 at 3 p.m. Eastern is Will Fullwood from Contraband something. Do you know Will Fullwood?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I
Right.
don't yeah.
Okay. So
Will
Will
Fullwood. Yeah.
yeah, Will Fullwood. He's a pretty he's an organizer, anti-racist,
Mm, mhm.
activist.
On
Uh,
Substack. He's on
Yeah, on
Substack.
Substack, he's
Okay.
he's on Substack, he's probably leaving Substack, if I understand correctly, he and his husband are moving to, somewhere soon,
Oh, wow.
out of the United
Okay.
States. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
oh, wow.
so
Okay, well.
yeah, so, yeah, I have me and him will sit down and do a little chitty chat, little Kiki on
Mhm.
at 3 o'clock, and
Oh,
then
nice.
at yeah, that's tomorrow, and then 5 o'clock tomorrow, probably for 2 hours is gonna be me, Brandon Elrich from Brandon Elrich Is So Gay,
I love Brandon.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Brandon's awesome, isn't he?
Yeah, yes.
And
Yeah.
the Sturge. Sturge is really
Oh,
cool too. Sturge,
yes.
writes it down. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Love him
I'll
too.
be
Yeah.
on both of their shows. And Sturge, yeah, I don't know if you know this, but Sturge came out, recently. They go by they, he. They
Ah,
are non-binary. So,
oh,
whenever you see Sturge next,
congratulations. Yeah.
them, yeah,
Yeah.
a
Good,
big
good.
step.
Yeah.
And they came out on Substack. So,
Wow. Well, good.
yeah, yeah.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but, yeah, we're at the hour. See how fast an hour can go. We could just continue talking.
I
Uh,
know. I know.
we'll have to do
Uh,
yeah, we'll schedule another one. We've got
oh,
30.
yeah. Yeah. I love talking with you on him, or
Yeah,
actually, Onyx Rose. So please,
yeah.
please, I really would like to do more of this. I really enjoy talking with you and hearing about you. And I'd like to ask you these questions or similar questions next time, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yay. And I'll see if I
Yeah.
can get the camera to work.
Oh, please, because I know whatever you did does not. That's
Well, you know
uh,
what? You did a great job. I was listening to you. I was trying to type in the comments too. You're doing great. You're doing great. Keep on going.
oh my god. It was, I appreciate that, and thank you for sticking with it, and thank you for agreeing to do this on such short notice. I really appreciate you
No
being
problem. I
available.
was
So
so happy to.
yeah, yeah. So as mentioned, Autumn will be back next week for our regularly scheduled dry run number 10. And we'll talk about the movie Breakfast on Pluto, which is the movie that I recommended that Autumn hasn't seen. So I'm interested in her take. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about local politics here in Portland and Washington State. And we'll also talk about some national politics too. I definitely want to talk about the court decision involving the trans woman in Oregon who was won the civil suit based off of her 1983 action for being imprisoned in the male prison. And I want to talk about that and a couple of other topics. So we'll do that next week. But thank you very much for joining us. And Onyx Rose, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you so much, Sammy.
Yeah. So until then, Onyx Rose, if you wouldn't mind, you have a way of exiting your program that I love. Would you mind
I
giving your
do.
sign off?
Yes, I will do my sign off. It's called No
Excellent.
Trash, people.
Mhm.
No transphobia, no racism, no ableism, no sexism, no homophobia. We throw in no Islamophobia,
Mhm.
no xenophobia, land back, reparations, and no borders. Fuck ICE and
Hot
fuck.
guys? Yeah. Oh, definitely. Um, yeah, it's perfect. So, and I still have a way to sign up, but I'm going to say, for all of the siblings out there, that you are loved and that you are appreciated and that you are valid and that I hope you are all safe. And for all the allies, I really do want to say thank you so much for your support. It's so important in this time. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. So love you all, and we'll see you next week. Otherwise, hopefully, maybe I'll run into you in the comments on Substack and we can say hi that too. All right. Thank you. Thank you again, Onyx Rose. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.